Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. So Lawrence Okolie goes one better than David Okolie. David Okolie knocked out Solomon Dakers in 80 seconds, and Lawrence gets rid of Hussein Muhamed in 74 seconds. So we're having a lot of brief but powerful displays from heavyweights on this magnificent 7 card over in Wembley. This was the first thing to remark about Okolie is, he's 31 now, he's 6'5". This was his heavyweight debut. In his last fight, he beat Louis Rosinski in 1 round over in Poland to win the bridgerweight title, didn't bother defending it. And this was, like I say, his heavyweight debut. And was he ever a heavyweight? Because he came in at 260 3/4 pounds or something like that. 260 pounds, what's that, 18 and a half stone roughly? And it showed. He looked too big. He looked like he had a stone and a half, probably 2 stone, too much around the middle. It was all soft. Now, I understand that heavyweight boxing is not about, bodybuilding, or it's not a beauty contest, but I can't believe that he's going to surely maintain that type of weight for a 12-round fight when he starts having 12-round fights. It's too much. It's too much. He needs to get down to I don't know, 240 maybe. More than that, probably maybe 235. But he's got Joe Gallagher in his corner. This was the second fight with Gallagher, and the second successive first-round knockout. Hussein Muhamed, not really much to say about him. He came in with 18 wins, 1 defeat. The defeat was 2 fights ago. Actually, it was back in 2022, so there's been some inactivity. He fought Zan Kotobutsky. Is that how you pronounce him? Kotobutsky. And got done in 3 rounds. That was over in Germany. Kotobutsky undefeated. Then he had a little sort of 8-round decision earlier this year, and then he goes in with Okolie and gets flattened. He's 33, domestic level German heavyweight, decent looking record, but hasn't really fought anyone, and when he has, he's been flattened. So Okolie, this is his, dipping the toes in the heavyweight waters. Again, getting back to the weight, kind of shocking, but he didn't need to be at his optimum weight to defeat someone like Hussein Muhamed, because this guy was never going to touch world level. By the way, the WBC silver heavyweight title is on the line. I don't know what that is. I don't know why it exists. I suppose it exists to get a fighter a ranking. Okolie, of course, this is his first fight also, we should mention, under the Queensbury banner. Queensbury have a whole slew of heavyweights, world-class heavyweights. That's obviously why Okolie joined them. Now, Okolie, in his cruiserweight days, had an appalling reputation for being a grabbing and holding, and the human octopus. That horrendous fight with Chris Billam-Smith, where he was floored a bunch of times. I mean, even though 260 is fake weight, I'd say Okolie would probably carry 235, maybe even 240, without looking remotely overweight. How he got down to cruiser, I do not know. So I think probably there's some truth in his claims. I was just exhausted at the weight, and I didn't have any punch resistance. I didn't have any, real stamina. I was grabbing and holding because I just couldn't fight for 3 minutes of every round. Yeah, that makes sense. But of course, when you've got a world title, as Okolie did, you want to hang on to it. It's not just it's your meal ticket in the sense that it builds both the legacy and you get decent paydays. Jump to bridgerweight was a temporary stop-off, as it has been for anyone who's ever held the bridgerweight title. And now the flip side of this, of course, is that now you're in with the heavyweights. Once you start getting up anywhere near world level, these are naturally big lads and they bang hard. And we don't even have to go out of the UK to find a few who would give Lawrence Okolie a very stiff argument indeed. Looking at the heavyweights that Frank Warren has, I think the jury's out with Okolie at heavyweight. This is a good little toe dipper, like I said earlier, but that weight, 260, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. He is 6'5". He's got massive reach, 82, 83 inch reach, but some people, he has got broad shoulders, but he's got that sort of triangular physique, you know what I mean? And around the middle, he definitely, from the side on, it looked like he was carrying way too much poundage, which is something I know a little bit about. But But it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, Frank's going to put him in there, no doubt, with some of the other heavyweights. And Lawrence is 31 now. Can he win a world title? I mean, would you give him a chance against Dubois? I think Dubois would flatten him. Maybe they'll go after Joshua. I don't know. Eddie and Frank are getting on well now. Joshua will need a comeback fight. Put him in there with Usyk and not a hope in hell. Usyk would stand him on his head. Wardley and Okolie. That would be interesting. Moses Atama and Okolie. I don't know. What do you think? You let me know who you'd match him with. What do you think of this little sojourn into heavyweight? Do you think it's going to work out or not? Let me know. Comments below. And, of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you could do that, that'd be a fantastic help to the channel. And also hit the like button. I always appreciate your time. Leave your comments below and I'll give them a read and answer as many as I can. All right, ladies and gentlemen, plenty more to come tonight. And bye for now.